I just wonder, what are your thoughts on what's been said, and what conversation have you had with Trent over the situation that he's facing, battling to get to a World Cup, and does he even need a pick-me-up at all? Does he need a lift at the moment?
Do you really want to open this box? I mean it. No, actually, you're an English journalist, and we can now discuss selections, whatever, until the World Cup starts. It's one of the reasons why you make massive stories of these kind of things, why the team cannot prepare properly. If you ask me for my honest opinion, we will create headlines. That's clear. You want that? Helps Germany maybe, I'm not sure, but doesn't help England. I don't know why we do that. It's a situation that a manager picks a player or not, which I would decide obviously differently, but I'm not in charge for this team, and that's why it is so. If we want to discuss it, I have a lot of things to say, but I'm really not sure that it makes sense.
Well, I'm happy to discuss it as well.
Yeah, and of course you are happy.
I mean, I find it surprising that he's...
Is anybody else interested in the subject, or is it just Guy?
I find it interesting only because...
Dom is not here. Oh, you are here. Sorry, I'm hiding. Yeah.
I find it interesting because obviously Trent has won just 17 caps since his debut in 2018, and only one of those has come in the last year as well. We all know the qualities that Trent has. So I'm just wondering as well how it impacts him, because obviously he's desperate to go to World Cup. He'd like to be a starting fullback for England as well, I'd imagine. So you've got a situation to manage a player here, but also I'm wondering, does he need a pick-me-up because of what's been said about it?
We are fine here because it's completely different, because obviously I see him differently. That's clear. That's obvious. There are stories out there that all the time people talk about him and say he's not a good defender. That's not true. He's a good defender. He doesn't defend always good. That's true as well. That's what we are working on. He's a young player. He's 23. And there's space for improvement, definitely. But I think really we only discuss it on the level we discuss it because his offensive impact is so extreme for us, or it could be for each team in the world, I would say. So from my point of view, it's easy. It's an easy pick. Whichever team I would coach in the moment, I would sign him because he's exceptional. Is he always exceptional? No. I've never met a player who is always exceptional. So that's it now. But the rest it's Gareth's job to find a team. And England is obviously blessed with a lot of really, really talented players on a similar position, and it's difficult to line them all up together. In this specific case, it could work because obviously Reece James can play in a three in the back. They did that for Chelsea pretty well. Would be probably interesting to see how they could interchange positioning. We all see that when you play, it depends on how you play with three in the back. If you keep them deep, then it's a different story. But if you want to have them, being involved in offensive situations, then Reece James, even as a centre back, could be involved in that. All these kind of things, the tactical stuff, not too interesting. But again, it's Gareth's decision, and we made a decision. And again, the only thing I can really say, I see it differently, but that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I just see him every day, and for Trent now, that's probably the most important. He came back. He came not in, and was in party mood, but he was not. He just accepts the decision of the manager as well, because he understands football pretty well. He's an extremely smart boy. And did everything right. And as a player, you never can do more than offer what you can offer. And then in football, there's one guy who decides if that's enough or not, and that's the manager. And here, more often than not, it is. It's the case that he's picked, and for England, obviously not. Yeah. That's it. I understand. It's clear. For me, he's a world-class player, and not playing then for the country is difficult. But it's only because there are other players who are pretty good as well, and play for world-class teams as well. So that's how it is. And yeah, actually, rather nice problem to have, and better than having no right back. Germany had for a long time no right back. That's Philipp Lahm played it all the time, and we had this kind of discussion. But here we have four, and for sure there are some others out there, younger ones, already waiting. That's it. And it's a difficult one for the manager of a national team. I think some players don't play in their clubs, but they're still important for the national team. These kind of things. But again, I would, if you want them to play a good World Cup, then don't cook it too hot, I would say. So otherwise, you discuss this until November and forget, and don't let them work properly. They obviously, I think you could see a little bit that England is slightly under pressure because they don't play to their full quality in this moment. But that's obviously possible at a World Cup. So if you want to have that, good stories with negative headlines, work on it. If you want to be a bit more supportive, work on it. Let them do the job and criticize afterwards.